Okay, so I'm hearing that Femi Adesina, the presidential aide, is on TV right now, and he's saying that the president will sign it in a matter of hours. Says it could be 24 hours, could be 48 hours, but could be days or weeks. And I'm saying, well, 24 hours is a day, 48 hours is 2 days, but it has about a week before the 1st of March. It's up to a week. Yeah, just about a week for it to be, for it to be too late, technically.
You see, I think what worries a lot of us is that you don't treat a country like a ferry wheel. You don't tease citizens of a country the way you tease a child. You give a child. You know how we used to do when we were younger. The older people will give you biscuit and they will stretch out your hand to take the biscuit, they take it back, and you keep on going for this biscuit. That's the impression I have about this president. This bill has been submitted to him for about maybe 3 weeks or so. Now he has people. It's a matter of national emergency. The argument can be made, and I think maybe Adesina has tried to make that argument. I think, the Attorney General, that you have to go through this, you have to check it, you have to make sure that, yes, they have people that are there to do it. So once it comes in, and this is something of national in emergency,
you treat it that way.
National importance, you get people to check them. How many pages are we talking about in the first place? So they have not, so it just gives the impression that the president is stealing Nigerians, over something like this. And I think it is unfortunate, especially something that has brought a lot of criticism in the past. One would have imagined that if he understands the importance of Nigerians, immediately he gets to him, he gets his people to look at it to make sure that there is nothing else to be worried about apart from his previous observation, and then he gets this thing signed.
Is that something the president might lose if he signs this document?
Sorry?
Is there something he might lose if he signs the document, or maybe his party?
For a president that is talking about leaving a good legacy, for him, unless, like people, you see, when you don't fail to do the right thing, if people begin to speculate and begin to get suspicious of your motive for not doing the right thing. People are suspecting that the president, perhaps, he's beginning to feel that his party might suffer losses in the in the election in 2023, and he's not exactly sure, because one of the beauties of this bill, if it is signed to law, is the issue of electronic. Of course, you have the electronic voting, then the transfer of the votes, and that this might put the politicians at a disadvantage, especially the dubious politicians and the dubious political parties at a serious disadvantage, because the era of ballot snatching to some extent will be over. Once votes have been transferred electronically, it becomes useless for you to receive a ballot box, and so perhaps the politicians, might want the old ways that benefited from. So I don't know, but that is the speculation Nigerians are having with regards to the president delaying to sign this bill. That perhaps they have looked at it and they feel that they might suffer some losses. And with what is going on even within the APC, don't forget that the president had already warned the APC that they need to get their acts right. Because if they don't, the PDP might take advantage and they might be out of power. That, of course, that the party has not hit to the president's call because they're still having all sorts of internal issues. Of course, the controversy of the convention that was supposed to hold on the 26th of this month, it was postponed indefinitely, and to show the confusion in that party within their ranks, a few hours after it was postponed indefinitely, they came back to tell us that it has now been pushed to the 26th of next month of March. Yeah. So that gives you an idea of a house in disarray. And such a house in disarray is not as if the PDP is above board when it comes to organization and sanity. But if you look at the house of the PDP and the house of the APC, you would have a feeling that the PDP seems to be much more organized than the APC. They have been able to hold some of their, look at the congresses that the APC congresses, crisis everywhere. That of PDP, they had pockets of crisis here and there, but they were generally well managed. So, and if the APC continues along this path, they will suffer serious electoral losses, because what is going to happen is that if their convention is not handled well, you are going to have a lot of movement from the APC back to the PDP or to the PDP. and that can only weaken the APC and strengthen the PDP. It's not unfortunate that we don't have other political parties outside of the PDP and APC that are strong enough, because they would have profited from the confusion within the two political parties, except especially the confusion within the APC.